Hello guys, Gameboy Hub here, and today we are reviewing the Creality Falcon A1 10-watt laser engraver and cutter. Now, Creality were kind enough to send this machine over to me for free. However, I'm not getting paid for this review, so I will give you my honest review of the product. And this is basically meant to be a beginner-friendly laser engraver, which most of the other ones on the market aren't. It is supposed to be pretty straightforward to set up. It has a very good software that is really easy to use, and it also has a bunch of features that would help beginners run this product better. So today we're gonna be reviewing it, testing out different materials with the laser engraver, as well as talking about the experience of using this machine. So yeah, let's get started with the video. The box it arrived in was pretty massive, as you can see, and I also got some other things with it a day later. The unboxing experience is pretty straightforward. Everything is really well protected with styrofoam as well as plastic wraps. And the amazing thing about this machine is that it doesn't require any building or setup. It is ready to go from the box. So you just take it out, plug it in, and you should be ready to engrave in about 10 minutes. The form factor of the machine is really good. You can open the entire top up so you can put in larger things easier. And there is also a door at the front for putting in small things. The safety is also really good. So if you have any of the doors open, the machine won't engrave by itself, which is definitely really important because it isn't good that you're looking at these lasers without the protection that is on the glass. The setup is explained really well in the user manual. A few of the things are missing, but I'll talk about that later. Overall, you will be able to set up the entire machine and connect it to the Creality Design Space software with just using the manual, which is pretty cool. It comes with a safety key lock, so you can lock the machine when you're not using it, and it is pre-locked out of the box, so make sure to unlock it before trying to use it. And it does also have this big red emergency button, which you also need to undo before using it. Everything else, like the pump that you get with it and the hose to lead air out of the machine, are very easy to connect. And after everything is connected and set up, you can open the Falcon Design Space software and see if it sees the machine. And mine does. It says connected. Now is a great time to calibrate the camera, which is what I'm doing right now. This machine does have a built-in camera, which can really help you when creating projects. You can simply snap a picture and then preview where your engraving will be exactly on the material that you are using. And also by using these little QR code cards that Creality gives you with their materials, the software can auto recognize which material you are using and apply the correct settings for it, which is something that really improves the user experience. You can also get a little air purifier from Creality, which is actually recommended, but the fumes that this produces aren't too bad. You just have like a little burning smell in your room. I personally just ran the air output outside of my window, and that worked absolutely fine. There isn't any debris or dust, so you aren't actually impacting anyone outside. It is just air that smells like burning wood, basically. I tried doing the laser calibration and a few test prints, but everything just came out weird. And I had a feeling this was due to the height of the laser being too high, but I had no idea how to adjust it because that isn't actually mentioned in the manual as far as I've seen. If I'm making a mistake, you guys can correct me in the comments. But yeah, I did contact Creality about the problem, and they were really quick to figure out what the problem was, and they basically sent me the instructions over the email. And as soon as I adjusted the laser, and they do give you the little measure for adjusting the laser in the box, everything worked absolutely fine. And I tried engraving this dog, and this is how it came out. The prints from this machine are really awesome quality, and I wouldn't be able to tell that they're from a $500 machine, which is really good. I also put in this little honeycomb accessory that they've sent me. It is basically just a big metal honeycomb sheet that just sits on the bottom of your engraver and props everything up. And yeah, that actually ended up being really useful for me. Next, I wanted to try engraving an actual image, so I chose this picture of a dog. You can see all of the exact settings that I'm using on screen every time I'm engraving something, and these are always the defaults that the software gives you. I pretty much never changed anything, and that image engraving took a really long time, But in the end, this is how it turned out, and I think it turned out really amazing. It has a lot of textures and a lot of shades, which I find really cool. You can clearly see that it is the picture that we put in here. And after it was engraved, I also tried the cutting feature because I wanted to try that, and that worked flawlessly. It cut out the picture absolutely amazingly from the sheet. All of these engravings are done on the 3mm plywood that Creality sent me. So yeah, if you're wondering about the material, that is pretty much it. The possibilities are really endless with this machine. In Falcon Design Space, there is a little tab every time you open it that shows you all of the projects that you're able to engrave and which machine you need to do so. But you can really do a bunch of things: keychains, coasters, even little puzzles that you can put together from wood. This is definitely perfect if you are a big DIY person. I think you would thoroughly enjoy this product. Next, I wanted to try engraving this image of a cat. And in the Falcon Design Space software, you can even do things like remove the background and delete all of the stuff that are unnecessary, which is what I'm doing right now. And I wanted to try engraving on the felt paper that I got from Creality. So I chose a sheet of the purple one and just put it on a plank of wood inside of the machine, and I printed out the cat on it. And this is how it came out, and I think it came out really good. You can adjust the settings and maybe give the laser a bit more power so the engraving is more visible, but I think it still came out really good. I also tried engraving the same cat on wood, which also worked flawlessly, but I did want to try making something original, so I opened up Photoshop and I remembered seeing all of these fake YouTube awards that people were making themselves a few years back, like the wooden play button for passing 1,000 subscribers. So I wanted to make that for myself because I recently passed 20,000 subscribers. So I just used the silver play button as reference, and this is an image that I've managed to create in the end. I imported it into Design Space and just wanted to engrave it onto a plank of wood. So that is exactly what I did, and here you can see the engraving process. And after it was engraved, it looked like this. I think it looks pretty cool, and it's just like a fun little thing that I wanted to create. And also you can see these little imperfections on top of the YouTube logo on the actual play button. That is not the laser's fault, that is the actual PNG of the YouTube logo that I chose. So that is why it came out like that. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the things I tested. As I said, the possibilities really are endless. This is a great DIY machine. If you have any ideas on what I should engrave next, definitely leave those in the comments. Thank you so much to Creality for sending this machine out, and I definitely think it is a really cool product, and I'm really glad that they reached out because I actually had no idea that something like this even existed. So definitely check out the Creality Falcon A1 in the link below, and also check the Creality website for even more of their products. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Also, please check out my Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next video.